Session today, what is the October the 15th, and what do we have for work session? Anything from the board or the staff?
I guess this could come up under old, or not old business, but work session, something to think about. Our note payment, we had budgeted $40,000 to pay down on our portion of the note. EMS's will be paid off this year with his payment. Last year we paid 40. Didn't know if you guys wanted to increase that principal payment. Again, we pay Damon, basically, we pay ourselves. So, didn't know if, we have 40 budgeted, but didn't know if there was a different amount you wanted to consider. I can bring it up again when Fred's here, but just wanted to.
And that's the note that
That includes, well, now it includes the energy
stuff
that we're doing.
There was other stuff on it.
Yeah, there was a prior remodeling, I think, of, I don't know if it was JFS or if it was a previous $910,000 note that we were down to almost, I think we were about down to 400,000, and then now with the 900 back on it for the energy. EMS had 144,000 and they've paid for the last 5 years, so this will be their last payment on that. So, something to think about. I think the CERT was sitting at 1.1, so didn't know if you guys wanted to think about it, if you want to put any more on that. Just talked to John Larson the other day and he said we should start working on that.
Yeah.
I said, okay.
We're gonna get Julie's doing that last demonstration on the software.
Okay.
What, Thursday afternoon with some more people who want to see some things or whatever. And then I imagine after that, she's gonna give us the cost number and what she thinks some cost savings might be, which again, I don't expect to be tremendous in the first year, but I expect to see that after we get into that, because first year, I don't know that we're gonna be ready to roll January 1, it might
Right.
not be, this kind of stuff, and just the learning curve of it, and installation of it, and all that stuff, but, if we're gonna know that by the end of this week, I guess I'd kinda like to know that still, as we think about the set aside for courthouse, which is a main reason, but then also some of this, because, I would like to see us maybe pay it more on this,
Yeah,
but if it's not a have to do to,
Right.
today, I'd like to see that as the other factor, and,
Yeah, we want to consider that with what we're going to set aside with the courthouse to get
Yeah.
it all into.
and maybe next year we raise it a little bit, because the savings on the energy, if we get everything done this year, we should start seeing a savings next
Yeah.
year. So maybe
in
we
budget
just
to make
plan on
this,
increasing that just a little
Yeah.
bit maybe for next year, if
Yeah.
we want to leave it the same. Like I said, this is budgeted, we could go ahead and get it done, but it's something for you guys to think about,
Okay.
if you wanted to change it any.
Will you be ready next week to talk about the courthouse set aside?
because I think
Okay.
she's gonna have numbers to us,
Okay.
if not at the end of the week, right away, at the end of the
Okay.
week, and
Okay.
our meeting's Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
Why don't we try and make that all one discussion?
Yeah.
If you'll be ready with your thoughts.
Yeah, I
on
just
that.
wanna see that, because I wanna see us take care of those things if we can.
Okay. Anything else for work session?
I don't think so.
Okay. Nicole? Holly?
No, I am meeting with the folks, Board of Elections. Charles Knight's chairman, and he and I talked middle of last week, I guess, and he's gonna be at the open enrollment meeting on the 28th,
Okay.
and he wanted to know if that would work, and I said, yes, I will be at that. I'll go to that one as well. I said, in fact, I volunteered somewhat to do the presentation if they really had nobody else that would do it. So versus changing the date,
Yeah.
and because of the time frame of doing things
Yeah.
in advance that need to happen before the meetings. But I said, one way or the other, I said, I'll be there, and I said, we'll be in that building. So if you make sure Dean would be,
Available?
just because if there's, some slight questions as we show him that facility.
Which one is he?
And I don't know what kind of keys, and I don't wanna mess with having to know what
Can and can't get into?
is there only one open enrollment session that day?
I thought it was periodically all day.
Oh, well then I'll need to find that out. I thought there was one. That's what I know, so,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
find
meet
out
with
and
Dean.
let you know, and then just, put it on his radar so he either right before or after, depending which one he's coming to, I guess I'll find out from him.
Okay.
Okay, anything else for work session?
I don't think so.
I finished the article this morning on that, for that North Coast Business Journal I talked about last week, that they want us to write an article about Seneca County, and they're getting the mayor to do one in the schools and everything. So I will send that to you as well. When I send it to him, it's just kind of an overview of things that we suggested last week, the SCAT building and the youth center, and looking forward to the State Road 53 study and so on. And I need Nikki to help me send some pictures.
Okay.
I got the article done, and I'll send that, but if you could take a picture of maybe the youth center and the SCAT building and email it to him. I'll send you the original email, and then you can just email a couple of pictures. I'm not quite that advanced yet to take a picture and email it. Anything from the public for a work session this morning?
I got a question, but who funds SIDEC?
SIDEC is funded by the city of Tiffin is the biggest contributor. The county gives something, what did we give last year? 12,
I want to say 15.
15? Who else funds SIDEC?
I believe they have businesses that
Oh, yes.
support our partners.
I believe they do.
That are part of
Yeah,
the
but
partners.
what about, like, does Fostoria have anything to do with it?
Fostoria has their own economic development, FEDC they call it.
Okay.
That
FEDC.
is separate.
And that's supported partly by the county, the 3 counties, and the city of Fostoria and businesses.
Well, I keep seeing stuff about SIDEC and all relative to Tiffin, and I was thinking it was Seneca County, and I said, why shut out the people, other people that?
Right.
Okay, so essentially it is a big share Tiffin.
Tiffin's the biggest supporter.
Yeah.
I think they put in, I hate to guess, 70,000 somewhere in that ballpark.
And then.
But then they get their grants run through them, where our grants go through regional planning. The grants for Tiffin runs through SIDEC.
Okay, so then Fostoria has one that's similar to Tiffin, partially supported by the county
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
local.
I think we give, what, 5 to FEDC maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Okay.
And I'm not, I don't know the history of it, but I'm guessing part of that might be just because Fostoria's got multiple counties coming together, that they get some
Sure.
support from versus,
Yeah.
I'm sure they wouldn't want to contribute
Mhm.
here if we
And
have.
we-
I don't know that, all that history,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing, I'm making an assumption.
We do have a representative on each board as well.
Yeah, well, see, what was making me think about this, and I said, wait a minute now, this is Seneca County, why is everything slanted toward Tiffin, you know? And I thought, well, what the heck, are they shutting out the rest of the county, you know?
Yeah.
If it's county funds, and partially, and then I didn't realize that Tiffin had a big fund amount going into, you know, payment amount going into operation of it.
And that's where probably most of the industry in Seneca
Yeah.
County is in Tiffin.
I guess that's forgivable, and I just thought
Okay,
that,
okay.
you know, I mean, I just thought that somebody was just freeloading on the county, and the county was getting, the rest of the county was getting ignored somewhere along the line.
Yeah,
Because I saw something in the paper this morning,
Yeah,
when
you
one
don't
of those
see
things
that.
talking about
Okay,
the industrial thing, and I, wait a minute, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
in fact, on that note, SIDEC is going through the process of their interviews, and I'm participating in the on-site segment. They've narrowed it. I can't tell you the names. I'd have to go in there and look, but there's 3 candidates. It might, maybe it's been in the paper, that they've narrowed it down to, and they had one in. They had one in last week, and one today, and one tomorrow. And representing, Fred is our representative of the SIDEC board, but since he's out, I am sitting in on those 2, so that, you know, at least we know the county has participated in that. Fred participated in the early part. They did Skype interviews and whatever else they've done. And now they're to the point where once they narrowed it to 3, bringing them into the area. And they've got a whole agenda of stuff they do with them all day, but there's one segment, there's a group of like 5 or 6 of us that had the chance to meet them and just, you know, pick their brain a little bit on stuff, let them ask us questions. So that one session was last week. I said there's 2 this week, so that's where, just an update of where they're at with their
Okay.
stuff. And we
Thank
are
you.
involved,
Thank you.
so.
Anything else from the public? All right, at 10 o'clock, we have a regular board. 10:15, we have a bid opening for a sewage treatment system. 10:30 is the bond hearing for Volunteers of America. And then 11 o'clock is health insurance update. So we're gonna have a full schedule here, but I guess if there's nothing else at this time, we'll wait until our 10 o'clock board session and just recess until then.